Hi guys, how is everybody today? I hope everybody is well. I feel a lot better. It's the weekend, so hopefully let's pray for a good weekend. I noticed a lot of people disliked the ZoZo video. Trying to not debunk, but bring light. So I found more information to disprove this ZoZo shit. So, if ZoSo is in fact an order of a hierarchy of daemons, which are helpful spirits, then we have the projection of the negative side. So each one has a positive and a negative side. So what we are seeing through the board, through the Ouija, other people say that they see ZoZo other ways. I don't know. I've never seen ZoZo any other way besides using the Ouija. It's a mind projection. It's a mind projection. And it causes mass hysteria throughout the internet. Interweb. So it's literally almost like a bad piece of bread, like the Salem witch trials. Mass hysteria with the ZoZo thing. So, mind projection. So, a little more information, I think, is very helpful to actually fully understand the psychological part of ZoSo versus ZoZo when they are not the same. They are not the same beings. So, the mind projection fallacy is a logical fallacy first described by physicist and whatever philosopher E.T. James. It occurs when someone thinks that the way they see the world reflects the way the world really is, going as far as assuming the real existence of imagined objects. Imagined objects, which hence would be ZoZo. So that is, someone's subjective judgments are projected to the inherent properties of an object, rather than being related to personal perception. One consequence is that others may be assumed to share the same perception, or that they are not irrational, or that they are irrational or misinformed if they do not. That makes so much more sense. So much more sense on the ZoZo thing. One person says, okay, this is ZoZo. Introduce ZoZo to the world. And it just kind of carried out from there. Like a worm in an apple. You don't know if there's a worm in your apple that you're going to eat. You don't know if it's good or if it's bad. So I am truly starting to believe that ZoZo is somebody's human projection. And everybody's just believing it. They're falling for it. So, for example, someone might informally claim that broccoli tastes bad, even though taste depends on one's taste buds and prior experience. Alternatively, we might conclude that the intelligent aliens will value the same things we do or be driven by similar motivations, even though their minds may not be constructed in the same way. So you see, you got another person's human projection on a subject such as ZoSo. It affects everybody. It affects everybody. So, it's how you take it in and how you perceive everything. It's not what people say it is, it's how you perceive it. Reality is perception, and that's very true. So a second form of the fallacy, as described by James, is when someone assumes that their own lack of knowledge about a phenomenon, and I just happened to just type in human projection, and this is coming up. Synchronicities. Alright, so I'm going to read that again. A second form of the fallacy, as described by James, is when someone assumes that their own lack of knowledge about a phenomenon, which is a fact about their state of mind, means that the phenomenon is not or cannot be understood. And that's a fact. That is a fact about reality. So, James used this concept to argue against Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics. He described the fallacy as follows. So, I think this is really cool. I love this. This is quantum physics and really getting into human projection and the mind and its space-time continuum and just everything. I just think it's so awesome. It's exciting. So, alright, quote. Okay, in studying probability theory, it was vaguely troubling to see references to Gaussian random variables or stochastic processes or stationary time series or disorder, as if the property of being Gaussian, random, stochastic, stationary, or disorderly is a real property, like the property of possessing mass or length, existing in nature. Indeed, some seek to develop statistical tests to determine the presence of these properties in their data. So, once one has grasped the idea, one sees the mind's projection fallacy everywhere. What we have been taught as deep wisdom is stripped of its pretensions and seen to be instead foolish non sequitur. The error occurs in two completely complementary forms, which we might include thus: A, my own imagination, or real property of nature, or B, my own ignorance. Nature is I can't read that. What is that word? Nature is indeterminate. Alright. I think that's pretty cool. That's very cool. So, mind projection. What do you guys think about that with ZoZo? If I were the actual ZoSo daemon, which is a helpful spirit, a hierarchy, I would probably be very pissed if somebody started their own projection of what I thought I was. So literally somebody else's projection of something, something that has not been born, disincarnate spirit out of the body, I would be pissed too. So I would come and I would wreak havoc as well, just for messing around and, saying, well, ZoZo. This person, this daemon, this helpful spirit is obviously, not ZoZo. So ZoZo has taken on a life of its own from one person, and it's spread. It's a disease. So, alright. Proof that the human body is a projection of consciousness. Creating your reality. All you need is your mind. Right. So, I really want to do this one real quick too. I just thought that would be a very interesting topic to talk about, would be projection and, how we perceive our reality and our different beings around us. And I think it's incredible. The mind is so incredible. Okay, so, creating your reality, all you need is your mind. Okay, so, all in conjunction with ZoZo and ZoSo. Mainly towards ZoZo and Mama and Zaza. And no, it's not Jaja. It's Zaza, not Jaja. Don't get the two confused. There's no coincidence or synchronicity within Zaza and Jaja Gabor. So don't think that. So, Stuart A. Swerdlow. Thank you for this article. So, Stuart says, in my consulting practice, I constantly hear people complain about how they rarely get what they want in life. They claim that when they do receive an answer to wishes or prayers, it falls short of the expected goal. Very frustrating indeed. Many researchers state that most human beings use just 10% or less of their brain capacity. What is even more shocking, humans only use 3% of their total DNA instructions, leaving the remaining 97% to be called junk DNA by scientists. So, Russian researchers claim that the way the protein bases of DNA, cytosine, adenine, and guanine, and thymine, are put together, that they actually appear like syntax in language. This research led to the idea that perhaps your words, vocalized or even simply thought, can affect your DNA. Research on this is still conducted in many countries. So you may also heard the term used, thoughts are things. This is because thoughts are measured electromagnetically. I wonder how ZoZo vibrates, the word. I wonder what it vibrates, how it vibrates. It's obviously negative, but I wonder how it actually vibrates electromagnetically. I wonder how we could actually measure what kind of vibration that would give off. Is it possible? Can we measure what we speak? It's like ZoZo. So how would I measure the vibration of that? I'm very lost. Electromagnetically, though. So, an electronograph measures brainwaves. Oh, there we go. We have to get hooked up to one of those things and think about that entity, ZoZo, not ZoSo, and then we'll read the vibrations. So, okay, it measures brainwaves and indicates that the brain is alive. Science and medicine recognize that as long as brainwaves are active and projecting out, a person is living. So what would happen if we were able to open up a portion of the brain capacity and DNA storage that you don't use? What abilities or powers do you have? Is this what psychics can do? Okay, so this person also says, I use an analogy of how you can create your body and experiences using only your thoughts. Think of it like this. Thoughts are like film. The brain is the projector. Physical reality is the screen. If you don't like the movie that is playing around you, all you need to do is change the film, which takes you right back to your thoughts. So that sounds pretty simple, but it's really not. It's not simple at all, whatsoever. So, when you have specific thoughts and ideas most of your life, you may find it challenging to change your conditioned way of thinking. You are conditioned by your parents, school, church, friends, and media. There we go. Being conditioned to believe ZoZo is in fact real and can hurt you. I don't believe that. I'm not conditioned to believe that. I have blocked that. I have changed my screen. I have changed the movie. So you are conditioned to have specific thoughts in a specific way. So, with the whole ZoZo phenomenon, that's the goal. You are specifically programmed to relate with that book because it's so relatable. You can relate with just about everything in the book. And you can then scapegoat and place blame on ZoZo. So, for example, if mother said you need to change your socks every day, then as you become an adult, after following this path daily, you may feel strange or even guilty if you don't do as you have been conditioned. So that's good conditioning. So how do you modify your thoughts? So one way that seems to work well is by the use of affirmations. These are positive statements that a person thinks constantly to change or override a foundational thought or mind pattern. Some people like to write them down constantly. The act of writing them over and over embeds the thought in your mind. It embeds it into your subconscious mind, and then it seeps out into your consciousness and into your world. That is you projecting your reality, your thoughts creating reality. But you have to follow up with that too. So also with magic, same thing. So Keep your affirmations positive and in the current moment. For example, let's say that you want to buy a home. Use this following affirmation. I now own the most perfect home for me to live in, or I now have the funding to purchase my most perfect residence. So keep it in the now. Always keep it in the now. Just like in magic, always see the final finished outcome, having it, touching it. So, or you can say, I now have the funding to purchase my most perfect home. So you can create your own version of this. Just follow the rules of keeping it personal, current, only with positive words. So, you can even do a visualization where you see a big brown X through any negative thought that you feel holds you back from achieving your goals. Then once you have brown X'd it out, immediately replace it with the affirmation you have created. So if you're wanting to get ZoZo out of your head, close your eyes, see that big brown ZoZo X'd out, and instantly replace that with positivity, love, everything that is opposite of ZoZo. So another great way to create your desires and goals is to actually visualize your brain as a projector. Then remove the film that is running through it and replace it with new film that contains what you want. Very interesting, especially on the topic of ZoZo being projected by one human being and then spreading to others. So one person conditioned another person is going to condition another person to believe in the ZoZo phenomenon. Okay, so or visualize the DVD player in your mind, replace the disc with a new one. On that disc, see a label with what you want to create. Then simply see the new disc running like a software in your mind. So, be as creative as you like. Visualize whatever you feel will help you to achieve this change in thinking. Make it a fun process. Make a list of the goals and end results that you wish to accomplish. You will be amazed at what you can do and never realized before. So, that makes a lot of sense. You may claim that you are not able to concentrate or visualize. This may be due to stress, medications, fatigue, injuries, or even just thinking that you can't. But if you can daydream, you can visualize. That's why I tell people that can't visualize. I say, you cannot see the back of your hand. Don't picture your kitchen right now. Don't picture the back of your hand. Don't do it. Don't picture the color black. Don't picture white. Don't you dare even think of visualizing a peace sign. Well, reverse psychology works great. So, everyone daydreams, some more than others. However, you don't. You often don't even realize that you are daydreaming. Visualization simply means becoming aware of your daydreams and focusing on them to create your dreams into your reality. So practice makes perfect. Keep trying. So do you like the movie of your life that is playing before your eyes? Want to make changes? Replace the film. You are the producer, director, and editor. You cast all roles. Happy movie making. So, I think that's pretty cool. And that was from HuffPost. That's very, very good interpretation. I just think it's very cool. And it correlates. It correlates and corresponds with the whole ZoZo thing. So, human reality. Reality is a projection. So, now, for ZoSo. Demon. So I'm going to go Led Zeppelin, ZoSo, Demon. So, let's see. Alright. Okay. Alright, here is one. Here's from Wikipedia. Alright. If I can actually find it. Okay, the fourth album, Untitled, Okay, 4 symbols, the 4th album, Untitled, Runes, The Hermit, and ZoSo, which was derived from Page's symbol. In addition to lacking an album title, the cover featured no band name, as the group wished to be anonymous and to avoid easy pigeonholing by the press. So, the 4 symbols. The 4 symbols representing, at the top, Page, Jones, at the bottom, Bowman, and Plant. So the idea for each member of the band to choose a personal emblem for the cover was Page's idea. So in an interview he gave in 1977, he recalled, "Alright, after all this crap that we had with the critics, I put it to everybody else that it'd be a good idea to put out something totally anonymous. At first I wanted just one symbol on it, but then it was dedicated. Then it was decided that since it was our 4th album, and there were 4 of us, we could each choose our own symbol. I designed mine, and everyone else had their own reason for using the symbol that they used." So, yeah, I'm not seeing any kind of nothing. Okay, so Page stated that he designed his symbol and has never publicly disclosed any reasoning behind it. It has been argued that the symbol appeared as early as 1557 to represent Saturn. And it does. It strongly resembles Saturn. The symbol is sometimes referred to as ZoSo, though Page has explained that it was not, in fact, intended to be a word at all. No, wasn't supposed to be even a word. Page was known to be a devotee of Aleister Crowley, and his sign resembles a magical sigil. The first 3 parts of the sigil, or symbol, also resemble the word Zos, as found in the magical philosophy of Crowley's associate Austin Osman Spare, known as Zos Velthontos. So, I am not seeing much negativity within the ZoZo phenomenon anymore. This is really seriously opening myself up. So, bassist John Paul Jones' symbol, which he was chosen from Rudolph Koch's Book of Signs, is a single circle intersecting 3 a triquetra. It is intended to symbolize a person who possesses both confidence and competence. Drummer John Bonman's symbol, the 3 interlocking boomerang rings, was picked by the drummer from the same book. It represented the triad mother, father, and child, but inverted it also represented to be the logo for beer. Singer Robert Plant's symbol of a feather within a circle was his own design, being based on the sign of supposed Mu civilization. So a 5th smaller symbol chosen by guest vocalist Sandy Denny represents her contribution to the Battle of Evermore. The figure, composed of 3 equilateral triangles, appears on the inner sleeves on the LP, serving as an asterisk. So, yeah. Alright. And that is Sandy Denny's symbol. Right there. If you guys can see it. I don't know how well you can see it. It's not showing up on my phone at all. Damn it. It's a triquetra. Same thing. So, he had nothing behind it, really. He had no meaning behind his symbol. Alright. Now let's see. Now there's ZoSo, the 3-headed dog. So I'm still not. Wait a minute, where did I go? This took me to Witchfox. Sorry, I do not go to that site for anything. Okay. Okay, supposedly he was a Satanist. Really, there's nothing. Three-headed dog that guards the gates of hell. So, really, ZoSo would be the three-headed dog that guards the gates to hell. Let's see. ZoSo Saturn. So let's see what it says about ZoSo and Saturn. It's all coming up. Oh. ZoZo symbol. Jimmy Page's Led Zeppelin symbol. Let's see what that brings up. Oh. There it is, ZoSo. Alright. You have probably arrived at this page because you were researching the meaning of Jimmy Page's ZoSo symbol, which appeared on the cover of the fourth Led Zeppelin album. You have come to the right place. On this page, I will provide details of the source of the symbol and why Jimmy Page selected it. There has been lots of weird speculation about what the symbol means, such as the three-headed dog, Surabus, that guards the gates of hell. No idle speculation here, just the facts and references, so you can look the information up for yourselves and draw your own conclusion. If you wish to leave any feedback, please do not on the comment page, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here we go. We're really getting... I just want to fucking know that, ZoZo's not... I know ZoZo's not real. But I think people should realize that, other people can project things onto you and condition you to believe it too. So, it's called involuntary mental brainwashing. The four symbols that appear on the site header is also the name of the fourth Led Zeppelin album, being one symbol for each band member, plus a fifth symbol for Sandy Denny, who sung backing vocals on the Battle of Evermore track. Okay, Jimmy Page's symbol, ZoSo. Symbol equals Saturn, ruler of Capricorn, astrological sign. That's it. Robert Plant's symbol is feather in the circle, equals truth or courage. John Paul Jones, the Triquetra, symbol, confidence, competence. The three circles, the three rings, interlocked. John Bauman's symbol, the Trinity, Father, Mother, Child. Sandy Denny's symbol, an old symbol for the Godhead. Okay, where did the symbols come from? So when Jimmy Page was asked what his symbol meant, he said that the band members selected them from a standard reference book of sigils. I wonder what sigil book he used, what book he picked from. So, a sigil is a symbol used in magic and suggested that interested people should go and look them up in a standard reference text. Page used to own a second-hand bookshop called the Equinox on 4 Holland Street, Kensington, London. No longer open, so it specialized in books from the occult. He clearly had better access to these standard reference books than us, because when I started searching, I had great difficulty finding any books with any symbols and sigils that looked even vaguely similar to the symbols above. With some research, it proved possible to find the symbol for the plant, but Page's symbol was elusive, and this led to greater speculation about its magical significance. There are books with the symbols in them, but they are hard to find, and it's easier if you live in France and can speak French. Okay, so We're getting back to the 1500s. 1500 circa. Alright, the ZoSo symbol. The symbol does not spell the word ZoSo. But this is a good name for referring to it. This is what I believe Mr. Page did in his young days. Jimmy's astrological sun sign is Capricorn, and if you know your astrology, you will know that Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn. Jimmy wanted a symbol for Saturn, and he found a selection in a textbook. Some possible options will be listed shortly. Now Jimmy's first guitar was a 1959 Futurama that his parents bought for him when he was 12 years old. One of the Saturn symbols in the textbook looks a little bit like ZIOSO. ZoSo of Grieso. I think I said that right. Perhaps this was why this particular Saturn symbol caught his eye. This person goes on to say, I do not personally believe there is any deeper meaning than this. I agree. But there are many people out there who do. The origins of the symbol go back to at least 1521 and almost earlier to the 1300s. Okay, so we're getting back into the 1300s. But what the structure and form of the symbol originally meant, if anything, has been long lost in the sands of time. So we don't know for sure. We don't know. All we know is there's nothing really. There's no relation with Jimmy Page and ZoZo, modern day ZoZo. ZoSo, him being into the occult, studying with Aleister Crowley, the Equinox, the bookstore, all of it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Okay, so grimoires, et rituals magiques. Okay, accessible text to find these symbols is Grimoires et rituals magiques by François Ritbadu Dumas, published by P. Belfond in Paris in 1972, and then again in 1998. So a grimoire is a textbook on magic. Page's symbol can be found on page 127 in chapter 10, entitled Dragon Rouge, which means the red dragon. The secrets of the scientist Artifice. Here are the pages where the symbols can be found. Look at the bottom of page 127. Okay, the French text simply says that Saturn rules over the lives of mankind, extending or terminating it, and making life happy or painful. Alright. Now we have Saturn. Okay, this is all in this is all in French. I can't read this. But it is there. The symbols are all there. I think that is amazing. The symbols are all there. His symbol, ZoSo, it's there. So, the Dumas text, easier reference book to locate, but there are others, and it is likely that Page has a copy of Le Dragon Rouge, the Red Dragon. If you go looking for this book, note that there are several called Le Dragon Rouge, and they are quite different books. The book you want is shown below, and the collection of symbols appear on page 51. This book is very rare and expensive, selling on eBay for several €100, so that's going to be even more in our money, in American money. But you will note that the collection of symbols for the planet Saturn is identical to that published in the Dumas book above. So, it's all in French, again. So yes, that's very cool. So, this 1850 version of Le Dragon Rouge is a reprint of an earlier 1521 text, The Red Dragon and the Black Hen, including the secrets of Artifice, The Secrets of Cleopatra, and How to Make Yourself Invisible. Alright, now we're getting into a little more magic. Okay, so there is another possible reference text that Jimmy Page had, which was brought to my attention by Mr. Joseph Peterson from Esoteric Archives. Below is page 31 from a rare 19th century dictionary of symbols called Le Triple Vocabulaire Infernal Manual du Démon by Frenalin, a pseudonym for Simon Blackwell, published by Lilly in 1844. You may find second-hand copies of this rare book, but expect to pay several €100 for them on eBay. And it's in French, so I can't read it. So, the collection of symbols for Saturn are slightly different to the text above, but the ZoSo symbol stands out clearly. This is the book, hard to find, but it's available for viewing in the St. Pancras Reading Room in London, and scanned copies can be obtained through the British Library Imaging Service. So, the text is in French, and Mr. Peterson's helpful translation of the relevant text from page 30 states, we have a translation. Here we go. Characters. The majority of talismans owe their virtues to the sacred characters that the ancients regarded as a sure defense. The famous Ring of Solomon, who subjected the genius to the will of this king or magician, owed all his force to the Kabbalistic characters. For these characters, see the following page. So, the works which treat on this matter are the Clavicles, the Red Dragon, and Richdion, the Treasure of the Old Man of the Pyramids, etc. So, these 19th century texts were referencing earlier works, and Mr. Robert Ansell of Folgar's side bought the 1557 Cardon text to my attention. James Cardon was a 16th century mathematician who had some passing interest in Hermeticism and the occult. Okay, so yeah, it's ZoSo is literally this sigil for Saturn. Literally, go to ZoSo symbol.com and you'll find all this information. So an easier book to source is Fred Gettings, Dictionary of Occult, Hermetic, and Alchemical Sigils by Fred Gettings, published in 1982. You will find that Saturn symbols on page 201, nothing that the symbols in Gettings' dictionary are his own line drawings. They are not Cardon's originals. So in summary, for Jimmy Page's ZoSo symbol, Page wanted a symbol for Saturn, the planetary ruler of his astrological sun sign, Capricorn. We're not certain exactly which reference book he used, but the collection of Saturn symbols dates back to at least the 1300s, and he chose the ZoSo, one of the most probably because it reminded him of the name of his first Grazioso guitar. So this person goes on to say, I don't know too much more about artifice, and I don't promise that understanding these symbols will bring eternal life and prosperity. If you want to investigate further what the symbol structure of the Saturn symbol may mean, then please check out the speculation page. Okay, so Page's interest in astrology also resulted in the embroidery on his ascendant and moon symbols. The sun, ascendant, and moon are the three most important astrological signs. On some of his performance attire, trousers show in the picture above. The symbol on the right of his trousers, from top to bottom, are Capricorn, Jimmy's sun sign, Scorpio, Jimmy's ascendant sun sign, and Cancer, Jimmy's moon sign. So, and you can see that, you guys can't see that, but it's embroidered on his costume of his whatever he's wearing, his pants. So that's, yep. Well, here we have more sigils. So yeah. I am just, oh, here we have Lucifer and Apollo. So what do you guys think? A projection of the human mind? A projection from somebody else that's conditioning other people to believe and accept ZoZo as truth and not ZoSo, the symbol for Saturn. And if ZoZo comes to the Ouija board for people, why? Why does it constantly, this entity constantly spell out profanity and just crazy ass words, stupid words? The negative side of Saturn, the negative qualities of Saturn, the negative qualities of any astrological sign, the negative qualities of any actual hierarchy demon or daemon, which is a helpful spirit. So if I were at the actual ZoSo, if this is an actual demon, a hierarchy helpful spirit, I would be doing the same thing. I would be going to people's boards and imitating this. But I don't think that's the truth. I don't think that's what's going on. I think it is just one person's projection into everybody else's that are impressionable, that are vulnerable. So I don't know. I have my conclusion. That's my conclusion. So what outweighs what? You guys tell me. So, alright guys. Well, thank you guys for listening to me again. And I love you all very much. All of your messages, everything. I'm getting back to Twitter on all your emails, everything. So, and Candlemas is coming up, so I will definitely have that ready for everybody. The public event thing. So, alright guys. So yeah, really think about this. What? ZoZo, ZoZo, ZoSo, Zaza, Mama. And don't you guys dare compare Zaza to Jaja. Big difference. Big difference. So, I love you all very much. Very much. So, hopefully that expands more on Jimmy Page. So, alright guys. I am done. I love you guys very much. Don't ever forget it, or I will be upset. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe wherever you go. Oh, yay, snow. Yeah, just be safe. Be very safe when you go out and, all that good stuff. And be good to your mom and your dad and your guardians and your pets. And, I don't know, go smile at 5 people today and tell them a random act or a random something of nice kindness. Tell them they look nice. I don't know. I feel very joyful. Very, what's that word? I have a lot of oomph, or I don't know, just good, joyful energy in me. My heart chakra is full. So, alright, I'm done. I love you all very much. And let me know what you guys think. The more people that dislike the videos, I love it. I just absolutely love it because it's striking a chord. It's striking that nerve. And I love that. So, alright. I love you guys, and goodbye.